Hey everyone, welcome to today's video, where we'll dive into the shocking story of Hollywood legend Gene Hackman and the mysterious circumstances surrounding his death, along with his wife. While Gene Hackman is known for his successful career and iconic roles, there are dark family secrets hidden behind the Hollywood spotlight. His death, along with family conflicts and betrayals, has raised many questions about his personal life. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep exploring more fascinating stories. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. The shocking death of Gene Hackman and his wife. A family betrayal and Hollywood's darkest secret. Hollywood was rocked by an unprecedented shock when Gene Hackman, the two-time Oscar-winning actor, and his wife Betsy Arakawa were found dead under mysterious circumstances at their Santa Fe, New Mexico home. Initially, authorities ruled out carbon monoxide poisoning, but strange clues soon emerged, transforming this case into one of the most shocking stories to ever hit the entertainment world. Hackman, known for his roles in iconic films like The French Connection and Unforgiven, had always been a respected figure in Hollywood. But his sudden and unexplained death, alongside the death of his wife, raised numerous questions that left both the public and law enforcement in disbelief. As investigators pieced together the events leading up to that fateful night, a darker picture began to form. Gene Hackman had been married to Betsy Arakawa for over 30 years, but their relationship, on the surface, seemed to be anything but perfect. The couple lived in a secluded, luxurious home in Santa Fe, away from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, but there were whispers of family tensions and secrets buried beneath the surface. Was there something darker lurking behind the closed doors of their beautiful home? What was the true cause of their deaths? As the investigation continued, more bizarre and unsettling details began to surface. The most shocking twist came when Hackman's own son confessed to being involved in the deaths of his parents. The revelation turned the story into a tragic tale of betrayal, greed, and a family torn apart by hidden secrets. Hackman's son, whose name had previously been kept out of the public eye, admitted that he had played a role in his parents' untimely demise, driven by personal motives and resentment that had been building for years. This bombshell transformed what was initially thought to be a natural death into a calculated and chilling murder mystery. What could drive a child to betray their own parents in such a horrific manner? Was it greed, jealousy, or something deeper that caused this unthinkable act? Investigators soon uncovered that Gene Hackman's wealth and legacy had been a source of conflict within the family for years. Rumors swirled that Hackman's son had been struggling with financial problems and felt entitled to a portion of his parents' fortune. But as the pieces of the puzzle started to come together, it became clear that there were far more complicated dynamics at play within the Hackman family. As more details about Gene Hackman's relationship with his son came to light, it became evident that the family had been hiding secrets for years. Hackman had been a private man, keeping his personal life out of the public eye for most of his career. However, beneath the surface, a turbulent family dynamic had been simmering for a long time. The actor's son had been in and out of trouble with the law, and his resentment toward his parents had been building steadily. What began as a strained relationship turned into a tragic and violent end that left everyone shocked and heartbroken. Hollywood, which had long admired Gene Hackman for his talent and legacy, was left grappling with the revelation of this dark family secret. The loss of a beloved actor, paired with the shocking betrayal by his own flesh and blood, left the public questioning how well we truly know the stars we admire. As more evidence surfaced, it became clear that the Hackman family's darkest secrets were now on full display for the world to see. This case would forever be remembered as one of Hollywood's most tragic and perplexing scandals. So, what do you think about this shocking twist in the life of one of Hollywood's most respected actors? How could a son betray his parents in such a cold and calculated manner? What drives someone to take such a dark path? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on more unbelievable stories from the world of entertainment. Unanswered questions in the Gene Hackman case. The shocking death of Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy has left many lingering questions that have yet to be resolved. While there has been a confession from the person involved, crucial aspects of the case remain unclear. The results of the autopsy will be instrumental in determining the exact cause of death, which could reveal details that change everything. Could there be other family members involved? Could there have been a conspiracy that reached beyond the immediate family? These questions have left investigators scrambling for answers. One of the most puzzling aspects of the case is the strange setup found in the couple's mansion. Why was everything arranged in such an odd and unsettling way? What led to the sudden end of the Hackman family's once private life? These details raise the question of whether there was more to the situation than just a tragic event. It also makes one wonder what other hidden motives might have been at play in the final days of their lives. This tragic and complex case has sent shockwaves through Hollywood. The loss of a beloved cinematic legend, who had been adored by fans for decades, is devastating enough. However, the added element of family betrayal adds an even darker layer to the story. It's hard to imagine that such a revered figure could have been betrayed by those closest to him, especially in his final moments. As the case unfolds, the public has become more and more captivated by the details, hoping for clarity, but fearing more twists that might complicate an already unsettling situation. Was this an act of premeditated violence, or was it a crime of passion? Could there have been a hidden agenda behind the scenes that nobody knew about? The prosecutors involved in the case are now weighing a range of charges, from manslaughter to intentional murder. Given the high profile of the case, it is expected to become one of the most sensational trials in Hollywood history. With every passing day, the case continues to evolve, and more questions arise. Ultimately, the fate of this case might not only change the course of those directly involved, but also serve as a cautionary tale for the dangers of family secrets, betrayal, and the pursuit of wealth and power. As the investigation continues, the public waits with bated breath for more answers. Will they ever get the full truth? Or will this case remain a dark chapter in Hollywood's storied history? The mystery surrounding the deaths of Gene Hackman and his wife leaves us all wondering. What truly happened behind those closed doors? What do you think about this case? Do you believe there are more secrets waiting to be uncovered? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Shocking discovery at the Santa Fe mansion. On a quiet morning at the end of February, two maintenance workers arrived at Gene Hackman's sprawling estate to carry out their routine repairs. This was a regular task they had performed countless times before, but this time, everything was different. As they drove up the road leading to the mansion, an unsettling feeling settled in. The front door of the house was wide open, which made them feel uneasy before they even stepped inside. Once they entered, the atmosphere inside the mansion was cold and oppressive, as though time had stopped and everything had been still for days. The silence that filled the house was eerie, and something about the place felt deeply unsettling. It was as if something had interrupted the normal flow of life within these walls. As the workers continued to move further into the mansion, they stumbled upon a terrifying sight. In a room near the back door, they discovered Gene Hackman, 95 years old, lying motionless on the floor. Next to him was his cane and sunglasses, as though he had just tripped and fallen. This scene sent chills down their spines. Gene Hackman, a Hollywood legend, a man whose career spanned decades and left an indelible mark on the film industry, was now just a still body in the corner of that dark room. What was even more disturbing was the lack of any signs of struggle or major injury. Nothing indicated an accident had occurred. Everything was so still, it seemed almost unreal. The story took an even darker turn when the workers discovered Betsy Arakawa's body in the bathroom. The scene around her was chaotic. Prescription pills were scattered on the floor next to an open bottle. A tipped-over space heater added to the disorder, making the bathroom feel even more chaotic. As the workers stood in shock, they realized not only had Gene Hackman been found lifeless, but so had his wife. The sight of their bodies in such disarray suggested something far more sinister was at play, but they couldn't yet understand what it all meant. The combination of scattered medications and the disrupted state of the bathroom raised far more questions than answers. When authorities arrived at the scene to investigate, more strange details began to surface. Both Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa showed signs of severe dehydration and decomposition, suggesting that they had been dead for days, possibly even weeks, before anyone discovered them. This revelation made no sense, considering the workers had arrived expecting their usual maintenance routine. How had their deaths gone unnoticed for such an extended period of time? What had been happening in that house? These questions loomed large and unanswered, casting a shadow over everything. One of the most bizarre findings was the condition of their dogs. One of their 3 dogs was found dead in a kennel, while the other 2 were still alive and well. This created an unsettling mystery of its own. Why had one dog died in its cage, while the others were left untouched? The absence of signs of forced entry or theft was equally puzzling. All the household items appeared to be in their proper places, with no apparent signs of intrusion or disturbance. It was as though life inside the mansion had been abruptly interrupted, and no one could explain why or how. With all these strange details accumulating, it was hard to believe this was merely an accident. Investigators began to wonder if there was more to the story than met the eye. Could this have been a planned tragedy, or was it an unexpected incident? The more they uncovered, the more complicated the situation became. What had truly happened in that mansion to cause such an abrupt end to their lives? Was it a family tragedy, or was it something far more calculated? These questions would continue to haunt those investigating the case as they sought to uncover the truth. The deaths of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa are sure to remain one of Hollywood's most puzzling and tragic stories. What really happened in that mansion? Was it an accident, a murder, or a natural death that no one saw coming? Investigators are still searching for crucial evidence to bring clarity to the case and uncover the truth behind these mysterious deaths. What do you think about these strange events? Can you come up with any other possible explanations for why this case feels so unusual? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. The Private World. Behind the Spotlight. Gene Hackman's Hidden Struggles. Gene Hackman, a towering figure in Hollywood, spent decades captivating audiences with his roles in classics like The French Connection and Unforgiven. His extraordinary career, adorned with accolades, made him one of the most respected actors in the industry. However, after his retirement from the limelight, Hackman chose a quieter life away from the glitz and glamour, settling in a secluded estate in New Mexico with his wife, Betsy Arakawa. Together, they embraced a more private existence, far removed from the red carpets and flashing cameras that once defined Hackman's career. Despite their seemingly serene life in New Mexico, their relationship was not without its own struggles. Betsy Arakawa, known for her dedication to caring for Hackman, appeared to be the perfect partner. She managed their life, making sure her husband was comfortable as they aged together. On the surface, they projected an image of harmony, but beneath it lay tensions and cracks that only a few ever truly understood. Their relationship, built on years of companionship, had moments of strain that few outside their inner circle were privy to. Perhaps the most telling of the family's secrets was the strained relationship between Gene Hackman and his son from a previous marriage. Their bond was far from the ideal father-son dynamic, marked by years of unresolved tension. The two were often at odds, with disagreements over family matters, particularly financial ones. The son's resentment toward his father simmered over time, especially when it came to how Hackman planned to distribute his wealth and legacy. These financial disagreements were not limited to mere arguments. They were a reflection of deeper issues within the family. The son's repeated dissatisfaction with Hackman's decisions regarding inheritance and his place in the family's future added fuel to the already volatile relationship. The undercurrent of animosity made it clear that the father-son relationship had been irrevocably altered, with no real reconciliation in sight. In many ways, these long-standing family disputes seemed to set the stage for the tragic events that would later unfold. Hackman's decision to distance himself from Hollywood and live in seclusion may have been partly motivated by a desire to escape the complications of his personal life, but it's also evident that the family drama, including the unresolved issues surrounding his legacy, weighed heavily on him, adding to the complexity of his final years. The mysteries of Hackman's private world were not confined to his strained relationships. As the investigation into his death continued, investigators unearthed more details that painted a picture of a family life much different from the public persona. The fractures within the family became more apparent, hinting that the ultimate tragedy was not just a random act, but perhaps a consequence of years of unresolved issues and simmering tension. As the investigation continued to unfold, many began to wonder, could the family's deep-seated issues have played a role in the events leading up to Hackman's death? Was the legacy of his troubled relationships and the unresolved disputes about his wealth and legacy the true catalyst for the tragic end? The questions left behind by his death are as complex and mysterious as the man himself. And as we reflect on his life, we must also confront the difficult reality that even the brightest stars have their shadows. What are your thoughts on the family dynamics at play in Hackman's life? Do you think unresolved family issues could have contributed to the tragedy? Share your opinions below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth stories. Initial investigation and suspicious theories. As soon as the case was made public, shock and confusion quickly spread through both Hollywood and the world. Local police and the FBI wasted no time jumping into action, focusing on investigating and looking for clues at the crime scene. Initially, many speculated that Gene Hackman's death might have been due to natural causes, such as a heart attack, considering his old age. As for Betsy Arakawa, the initial cause of death was thought to possibly be an accidental overdose. However, after investigators ruled out the possibility of carbon monoxide poisoning, other suspicious signs began to surface. They found strange details at the scene that no one had noticed before. These clues led the investigators to reconsider their initial assumptions, and they began to suspect the involvement of something more sinister, possibly even an intentional intervention. This new evidence opened up a new line of inquiry, suggesting that there might be more to the deaths of the famous couple than originally thought. One of the most peculiar findings was the final messages that Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa had exchanged. These weren't ordinary conversations, but rather included references to serious financial issues canceled meetings, and even a family dispute. These messages pointed to a significant tension between Gene and some family members, hinting that they might have been dealing with unresolved conflict that no one was aware of. In addition to the strange messages, investigators also found personal notes and journals belonging to Gene Hackman, which contained entries related to financial discussions and family relationships. These notes indicated instability in Gene's relationship with certain family members, especially concerning the management of the family's assets. This led to a new suspicion. Could one of the family members have planned something to take control of the family fortune? As forensic experts conducted thorough analyses of the remains, even more unusual signs began to emerge. Both Gene and Betsy showed signs of severe dehydration, which suggested that they had passed away days or even weeks before they were discovered. The absence of any signs of forced entry into the mansion, combined with the lack of evidence of suicide, made the investigators even more intrigued by the mystery surrounding their deaths. At this point, a big question was beginning to form in the minds of the investigators. Was the death of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa simply an accident, or was it a premeditated event? All the evidence seemed to suggest that the couple's passing wasn't as straightforward as it appeared. The conflicting clues and strange circumstances only made this case more of a puzzle, with no easy answers. As the investigation became more intense, several theories started to surface. Could someone in the family have orchestrated a dark plot to gain financial benefits? Or was there a hidden secret in the lives of Gene Hackman and Betsy that has yet to be uncovered? Each new clue raised more questions, deepening the mystery and leaving the investigators with even more to unravel. Will the truth ever come to light? Stay tuned as the investigation continues, with detectives working relentlessly to uncover the important leads needed to solve this chilling mystery. Betrayal evidence and the shocking truth. As the investigation into the mysterious deaths of Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, continued, authorities uncovered key pieces of evidence that led them to reconsider their initial theories. One of the first unsettling discoveries was the cancellation of Hackman and Betsy's medical appointments, which had been scheduled at regular intervals. These appointments, crucial to their health, were suddenly canceled without explanation, raising suspicions that something or someone was interfering with their routine life. Further discoveries only deepened the mystery. Text messages from Hackman's phone revealed a heated argument between him and his son. The messages, full of financial disagreements and family tensions, suggested long-standing issues within the family that had never been publicly known. From these exchanges, one critical question arose. Could these family conflicts have been the driving force behind the tragic deaths? As investigators continued their search, they stumbled upon strange financial transactions linked to Hackman's estate. These transactions, occurring in the final days of Hackman and Betsy's lives, appeared to be unauthorized. Money was moved with no clear reason, sparking suspicions that someone might have been attempting to seize control of their assets while they were in a vulnerable state. Gradually, all the evidence began pointing to one chilling conclusion. Hackman and Betsy's deaths were not a result of natural causes. The discoveries of betrayal, financial schemes, and deep family rifts led investigators to conclude that the deaths were not an accident, but part of a deliberate plan. After months of investigation, Gene Hackman's son was arrested. Faced with overwhelming evidence, he confessed to being involved in his parents' deaths. However, what shocked everyone the most was the true motive behind his actions. Was it money? Greed? Or was there a deeper family resentment that had been simmering for years, unbeknownst to the public? The big question still looms. Was everything orchestrated for financial gain? Or is there an even darker story waiting to be uncovered? What really happened behind closed doors in the Hackman household has shattered the image of a picture-perfect celebrity family and left Hollywood in shock. What this case makes clear is that behind the glitz and glamour of celebrity life, there are often complex, messy, and sometimes tragic personal stories. This case stands as a stark reminder of that reality, exposing the hidden darkness within one of Hollywood's most iconic families. The lesson from Gene Hackman's tragedy. Fame can't protect against family secrets. Gene Hackman, one of Hollywood's living legends, spent his career leaving an indelible mark on the film industry with iconic roles in The French Connection and Unforgiven. However, despite his monumental success, his final years were shrouded in betrayal and greed, overshadowing his illustrious career. His story serves as a powerful reminder that fame does not protect anyone from the painful realities that can exist within a family. In the last chapter of Hackman's life, he chose a quiet existence away from the public eye, but the hidden secrets and tensions within his family would eventually come to light. This tragedy is not just about the betrayal of a beloved star, but a wake-up call about the cost of fame and fortune when family bonds are strained by greed and unresolved conflicts. When the deaths of Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, were first reported, many believed it was a natural death. However, as the investigation unfolded, dark theories and mysteries began to surface. Unexplained signs, unresolved family disputes, and hidden secrets emerged, turning what seemed like a simple story into a complex and tragic tale. One major question loomed. Could fame and success truly protect someone from the most difficult of family struggles? And can we ever truly trust the people closest to us when greed and betrayal creep into the heart of the family? What became clear was that the issues at the core of Hackman's family were not just about hidden secrets, but a reflection of the painful reality that money and power can change people. The long-standing disputes over inheritance, wealth, and family matters became the driving force behind a tragedy that could have been prevented. This situation exposed a truth that was harder to face. No amount of fame or wealth can protect against the unraveling of personal relationships. It highlighted how, even in the face of immense success, the personal struggles within a family can have devastating consequences. The Hackman tragedy is a stark reminder that no amount of achievement in one's career can shield a person from the vulnerabilities within family dynamics. In fact, it suggests that the more we focus on public success, the more we might overlook the underlying issues that need our attention in our private lives. The public might admire and celebrate you for your accomplishments, but in the end, it's the people closest to you, the family, that will shape your true legacy. Hackman's death underscores the importance of resolving family conflicts before they escalate into something irreparable. As investigators uncovered deeper details about the tensions within Hackman's family, it became clear that the tragedy could have been avoided if these issues had been addressed sooner. Could things have been different if the family had confronted their problems head-on? Could a bit more understanding and empathy have saved Hackman and his wife from such a tragic end? This case serves as a poignant reminder that money and success are not enough to fix deep-rooted issues within a family. It's the love, understanding, and mutual care that ultimately matter, and without them, no amount of fame or wealth can shield anyone from heartache. With the lessons learned from Gene Hackman's tragedy, we see that fame and fortune don't hold the key to happiness. What really matters is the love and support we give and receive from our families. If we could approach life with a more profound understanding, perhaps we could avoid the mistakes that lead to such heart-wrenching consequences. This tragedy teaches us that the most important things in life, family, love, and connection, cannot be bought or replaced, no matter how successful we may become in our careers. The story of Gene Hackman is also a sobering reminder for those in the entertainment industry and for the public. Not everyone can withstand the pressure of fame. Whether a Hollywood legend or an ordinary person, we all need the love and support of our families to navigate the challenges of life. So, let's remember to prioritize our families, because they are what will ultimately shield us from life's storms. Gene Hackman's story is a testament to the fact that nothing can replace the love and care within a family. And that is the most valuable thing we can have in life. What do you think about Gene Hackman's story and the lesson we can learn from his tragedy? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. The case of Gene Hackman and the events surrounding his and his wife's deaths remain a mysterious and shocking story. While many details have been revealed, the question still lingers. Are there secrets yet to be uncovered? Is there someone still keeping quiet about what really happened? If you have any thoughts on this case, or want to share your opinions, feel free to leave a comment below the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on more fascinating stories. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.